AC Milan, your new leaders over in Italy as they top the table, following on from defeat to Napoli, that's right. But what will go on this coming match day as we enter match day number 8, we're going to get into it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another video. Today we're taking a look at match day number 8, that's right, over in Italy, and we'll get to it in a second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe, your one-stop shop for Blackburn Rovers, Serie A, whoa, football, we're going to all hear under one Ruski. That's right, of course, AC Milan top the table ahead of their nearest and dearest, that's Internazionale. Could we have a Milan scrap all the way through to the end of the season? Well, we'll see, of course, as it gets going. But, of course, into this week's action, here is match number 8, and we'll get to that in just one second. Big shout out to the members, big shout out to the patrons, and of course big shout out to you guys. Your one-stop shop for Serie A is right here. Make sure you subscribe and smash that like. Can I give you a cheeky 40 like target? You can do that. I know we got not many days to the games, but you guys can do it. So please, please, please smash the like, give some love to the channel, and of course it costs you absolutely nothing, but it does wonders for the old YouTube algorithm. So let's get in deep in and remind ourselves what went on last time around. Of course, we should be seeing the results on the screen right about now, and as you can see it, some surprise results across the board. Pisa against Hellas Verona was a draw. Called it, Mads called it. Lecce did draw with Sassuolo. Big point for Lecce. Torino, though, with the upset of the day, beating Napoli, 1-0 winners there. Inter picking up a 1-0 away win against Roma. Como did beat Juventus as predicted. I went with it. Bologna beating Cagliari 2-0 on with a 2-1 win. There was a draw between Genoa and Parma. Atalanta drawing with Lazio. AC Milan beating Fiorentina, and Cremonese and Udinese also drawing. So a little bit of a handful of correct results there for me. But we'll see where we do in the table in just a second. But this is the league table as of right now. If I can just get there, clickety click, there we go. AC Milan top of the table with 16 points right now. Inter in second with 15. Napoli alongside them also with 15, as are Roma. Bologna also in contention, as are Como, who's doing a fantastic job right now. Going down, Pisa, Verona, and Fiorentina. That's right. But that is that table. Of course, I want to remind you of this table. It is the Prediction League. So what's going on? Well, as you see it, Maka kicking ass and taking names, 13 points for him this past week. Dream Marley alongside him with 13. Raymond Reddington. And then me, just outside the medals, that's right, with 11.5. If you see your name in there, you've got to smash the like. That's right, get him up to 40 likes. That's the target. Quick look at the overall leaderboard. Sees Vindaloo victory kicking ass with 72 points. Maka's up there with 71. Raymond Reddington in bronze. I am all the way down into 15th, which is not great, but my head's not really been in it recently. So... and there I am into 15th place, and of course I need to do much better than that before I've got to get my head back in the game, guys, going to get my head back in the game. But anyway, let's get cracking with the next round of matches, of course. But before we do that, just a quick recap of that link if you want to get your predictions in and join in the fun. There it is on the screen, but these are the... I'm going to go with a cheeky 4-0 win for AC Milan to put some goals down and, of course, extend their lead at the top of the table at least for a few hours. Let's go into Saturday's games then, shall we, as Parma take on Como. Coming to the Onino Tardini. Parma under Carlos Cuiesta, 15th right now, just to 6 points all season long. But they're coming into just one defeat in the last 5 matches. So against Como and Cesc Fabregas, they sit 6th with 12 points. They're unbeaten in at least the last 6. And they've taken on Parma 10 times since 2002. Parma winning 4 of them, Como just the 2. And there's been 4 draws between the two sides. They last played at this venue. It was a 1-0 win for Como, who picked up an unbeaten streak against Parma now for at least 3 matches. Parma, though, coming into on the back of that 0-0 scoring against Genoa to make it back-to-back games without a goal for them, but picking up a cheeky point none the same. Meanwhile, Como coming into on the back of that 2-0 win over Juventus, goodness gracious me, to of course put themselves high-flying in 6th spot at the moment. The bookies will go with Como here. I will as well. I'm going to go with just a 1-0 win for Como and Fabregas. On this one. Meanwhile, also on Saturday is Udinese up against Lecce at the Blue Energy Stadium. Udinese under Kostas Runjic. They sit 11th right now with just the 9 points, just 1 win in the last 5 matches. Up against Lecce under Eusebio Di Francesco. They sit 16th right now. Also just 1 win in the last 6, of course. They played 34 times since 1993. 21 wins for Udinese, 10 wins for Lecce. There's been 3 draws. They last played at this venue as a 1-0 win for Udinese, who picked it up back in October 2024. In fact, they did the double over Lecce last season. We're back to back 1-0 wins to make it an unbeaten streak now of 4 games taking on Lecce in Serie A. Now coming into this, Udinese are on the back of successive draws, drawing with Cagliari and Cremonese. Both of those scorelines were 1-1. As for their opposition, Lecce on the back of that draw themselves against Sassuolo. The hosts are favoured here with the bookies. I'm going to go with that as well. Going to go with a 2-1 win for Udinese at the Blue Energy Stadium. Let's go to Napoli now as they take on Inter. Of course, Napoli trying to regain top spot under Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. Napoli under Antonio Conte sit third right now with 15 points, back-to-back defeats. Up against the Internazionale side under Christian Chubu, they sit second with 5 wins in the last 6. They've also on 15 points. Now they played 55 times, these two clubs. 17 wins for Napoli. We have 23 wins. Inter, there's been 15 draws, including the last 3. That's right. 3 matches, of course, over the past year or so. All ended 1-1. And, of course, they also included the one when they last played at this venue, which was back in March 2025. Napoli on the back of that 6-2 stuffing by PSV. So a big response needed for Napoli. As for Inter, they put 4 past Union St. Gilloise in the Champions League this week. As for the odds, the bookies will go with Inter here. Napoli, a bit of a wounded warrior right now. I'm going to go with the draw once again. We'll make it 4 1-1s on the spin. Just you can't separate the two sides right now. Meanwhile, Cremonese, they're taking on Atalanta also on Saturday, 25th of October at the Stadio Giovanni Sini. Cremonese under David Nicola, they are 10th right now, winless though in the last 5, but just 1 defeat in the last 6. They are the draw kings. Up against Atalanta under Ivan Juric, they sit 8th with 11 points. They're unbeaten in the last 5. They play each other 12 times since 1993. We have 6 wins at Atalanta, 2 wins Cremonese. There's been 4 draws. They last played at this venue as a 3-1 win for Atalanta back in April 2023. Atalanta coming out top, unbeaten now in the last 3 against Cremonese. Cremonese on the back of that score draw against Udinese. Atalanta also drawing the last 2 with Lazio most recently and Como as well. They're taking on Slavia Prague tonight. Bookies will go with Atalanta to win this game. They should be winning the game against Slavia Prague. They should be winning this game against Cremonese as well. I'm going to go with a win as well for Atalanta to make a big response for them. Cremonese is starting to slowly slink towards the bottom end of the table here. Meanwhile, we're going to go Torino, taking on Verona at the Stadio Olimpic Gran Torino. Torino under Marco Baroni, they're at 14th right now, 8 points for them. Just 1 defeat in the last 4. Up against Genoa under Patrick Vieira, just 1 win in the last 6. They sit 19th with 3 points. They play each other 46 times. 18 wins for Torino, 12 wins Genoa, 16 draws. They last played over at Torino. It resulted in a draw. In fact, the last 3 between these two sides have ended up all square. Coming into this, Napoli losing to Torino most recently. Genoa picking up that draw against Parma. The bookies will back Torino here, but it is tight. Could go either way. I'm going with a 2-1 win as well for Torino, as I think Genoa are running out of patience with Patrick Vieira. Let's go to Sunday's games, or continuing to Sunday's games, as Verona take on Cagliari at the Stadio Mercato Bertogodi. Verona under Paolo Zanetti, they sit 17th right now. Just the 4 points for them, winless in at least the last 8. Up against Cagliari under Fabio Pascani, they sit 13th, 8 points for them, winless in the last 3. They played each other 28 times since 1996. 11 wins Verona, 10 wins Cagliari, 7 draws. They last played, of course, at this venue, resulting in a 2-0 win for Cagliari back in April 2025. They did the double over Verona last season. They're coming into this, though, on their defeat against Bologna. That's Cagliari. Verona on the back of a draw against Pisa, but makes it 1, 2, 3. At least 3 games without a goal for Verona on this one. The bookies' odds will go with they'll go with the hosts here. Cagliari underdog, not fancied much. I think I'm going to go right down the middle. That's right, 1-1, right down there, point split. Meanwhile, Sassuolo taking on Roma. That's right, coming at you at the Maipai Stadium. Sassuolo under Fabio Grosso, they are 9th right now, 10 points for them, unbeaten in the last 3. Up against Roma under Giampiero Casperini, they sit 4th right now, 15 points for them. They sit just 1 win in the last 3 though in all competitions. Played 22 times these two clubs in 2013. We have 2 wins Sassuolo, 11 wins Roma. There's been 9 draws. They last played at this venue. It was a 2-1 win for Roma back in December 2023. Roma losing to Inter most recently, taking on Victoria Pinson in the European competitions this week. As for Sassuolo on the back of a draw against Lecce, make it back-to-back clean sheets. Bookies will go with Roma here. I think I'm going to go with them as well. 2-1 win. It will be tight. But I think Gianpiero Casperini is doing an A-OK job with Roma right now. Final couple, Fiorentina against Bologna, coming to the Stadio Armando Franchi. Stefano Pallotti, Fiorentina are 18th right now, just 1 win in the last 6. He's running out of time. Bologna and Vincenzo Italiano, they sit 5th with 13 points. They played each other 47 times since 1996. 21 wins for Fiorentina, 9 wins Bologna, 17 draws. They last played at Fiorentina, resulting in a home win, 3-2 win as it was for Fiorentina back in May 2025. Fiorentina losing to Milan most recently. Cagliari losing to Bologna, of course, last time around. Both sides still to play in Europe. Fiorentina taking on Rapid Vienna, expected to win that game. Bologna taking on Steaua Bucharest, expected to win that game. But this game here is very, very tight, leaning ever so slightly towards towards Bologna. I think I'm going to go with a draw myself. But yes, Bologna are in a better position right now. Fiorentina just not sure what they are at the moment. And then finally, we've got Roma as Lazio take on Juventus at the Stadio Olimpico. Maurizio Sarri in the dugout here, 12th in the table, 8 points for them. Winners, actually just one. What are we looking at here? Unbeaten the last 3 for Lazio. Juventus winless in the last 6, and Igor Tudor, they sit 7th right now, 12 points for them. Played each other 78 times since 1993, 20 wins for Lazio, 42 wins. Juventus has been 16 draws, including the last time they played over at Rome. It was back in May 2025. 1-1 it was back in May. Lazio on the back of successive draws, drawn with Torino, drawn with Atalanta. Juventus on the back of that 2-0 loss to Como. And again, prior to that, 5 draws in succession. Juventus also in action tonight against Real Madrid. Bookies will back Juventus for this game. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going to go with an upset, you would imagine. 2-1 winners Lazio to take it to the house. That is what I'm expecting here, guys. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of this week's action. Milan top of the table once again. Roma in 2nd, Inter 3rd, Napoli in 4th. Going down, Pisa, Genoa, Fiorentina. But of course, lots of action still to be played. And of course, don't forget to get your own action here with, of course, the Prediction League. That's right. And don't forget to smash that like. Looking for 40 likes. Need your help with that. Get the channel some bit of a boost. It's struggling. It's wounded. It's a wounded warrior. It needs your love. And so please do us a favor. Smash that likes. Until then, though, I'll see you soon when we return, whenever that is.